Okay, so if you're watching this video and you're looking to move or relocate to Virginia Beach, Virginia, we're gonna be going over some of the pros and cons of living in the area and actually some secrets towards the end of the video as well. So stay tuned. Hey, what's going on everyone? Aaron here, deep in the heart of Virginia Beach, Virginia. And if you're someone that is just interested in learning everything about Virginia Beach, eating, breathing, working, playing, sleeping, really anything, like I said, make sure to click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell right next to that to get notified every single time we upload a brand new video about Virginia Beach here on the channel. Honestly, we get so many people reaching out about relocating. We absolutely love it. So it's what we do on a daily basis. So if you are looking to relocate, move, or just want to come hang out here in Virginia Beach, make sure to, I'll leave some links down in the description as well as our contact information on screen. If you're looking to move, we have your back and we want to take care of you. So let's jump into the video, the pros and the cons of living here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And we'll start on the con side. Now the first con on the list is an interesting one because I think it can go on both sides depending on how long you've lived in the area. Locals love it, tourists don't so much, and that is the jet noise. Now, right in the middle of the eastern side of Virginia Beach is NAS Oceana, which is a naval base, and they're consistently doing flight drills and practicing and things like that, and down towards the ocean front, all the way up. But really anywhere that you're living in Virginia Beach, you're going to get at least a little bit of the noise, depending on how close you are to the base is going to depend on how loud you hear. And sometimes I have to stop recording these videos because the noise is so loud and it really just starts to pick up on the mics and things like that. So again, it's something that you do get used to over time, but sometimes if it's flying like right over you, like if you're having a conversation with someone, you literally it's pretty well known that you just kind of sit and wait for the jet noise to pass. Now the second con is, of course, we had to talk about the traffic in the area. Now I've lived pretty much in this area for the past about 12 years, and traffic it's not really terrible outside of like the main rush hour time. So in the morning and at night, of course you could have some problems within like the main areas of Virginia Beach, but it's honestly not too bad. Now if you are going through a little bit more towards the north side, we have a tunnel that gets massively backed up. So if you're working in Virginia Beach and you're living, maybe, or you're working in some other area up there a little bit more north than Virginia Beach, and you're having to go through that tunnel, you probably don't want to do that because it just gets so backed up, like literally can get backed up for miles. Why it gets backed up and why people slow down in the tunnel, I'll never be able to tell you, but it's just something where you just have to be a little bit careful of it. But if you've been to any other major city or lived there before, it's not too terrible, again, outside of the rush hour time. Moving on to con number 3, and this is something you really can't get away from in most places on the East Coast, is the humidity. Now, my hair is super curly. I walk outside and it literally froze instantly. So if you have the same kind of hair, then it might be something to worry about. Also at the same time, it gets hot. I'm not gonna lie, it gets pretty hot. Specific days, there was a day this year that was like 112 degrees. I will say it's not always that bad. I mean, within any major city on the East Coast that is humid, it's pretty similar. But for whatever reason, yeah, it's not fun sometimes within the summertime here at Virginia Beach. Moving on to con number 4 is gonna be flooding and poor drainage. Now, this is something that it's not that it happens all throughout the year, and there's small little pockets within Virginia Beach where it does flood really bad, and you have to just keep aware of that. If you do come to the area, of course, we'll show you the different areas that do happen to be really bad with flooding. But really outside of hurricane season, which is only a couple months out of the year, it doesn't get too crazy. Now, of course, you have those days where it just starts to rain a lot, and yeah, obviously you have those, but other than that, it doesn't get too crazy. One really quick story of mine that I've had a negative experience with the flooding. Long story short, there was this puddle that it looked like a puddle. It was in front of a newer apartment complex that I used to live in, and I didn't really know how deep it was, but I was like, yeah, I have this small Toyota Corolla, let's try to go through it. Ended up being a lot more than just a small puddle, got a bunch of water in the exhaust, and literally destroyed my engine. So that's my personal experience. Again, I should have done a little bit more research in how deep that water might have been, and I probably should have just drove through it. So that could have been a little flaw on my part. But again, there are different pockets and different areas that do flood more than others. So just again, something to keep track of and something to ask your real estate agent when you do move to the area. Now, con number 5 is for anybody that is a sports fan. We don't have any major sports teams really anywhere in the area. Now we do have a couple local teams. We do have a local baseball team up in Norfolk, about 15 minutes up the road. And in Norfolk as well, we have ODU football and basketball, which are both pretty big within the area in terms of sports culture, university culture, and things like that. That's kind of the closest you're gonna get to major sports in the area. Now, con number 6, now I promise I'm not gonna make this whole video about negative things. It actually is a pro and a con. So con number 6 is gonna be the weather, which again, it can be both a pro and a con because, you know, there's hurricanes that come through. There's a lot of like nor'easters that come through, which just means like, you know, a lot of wind, a lot of rain. And it could be really bipolar at times. Sometimes, you know, I remember one year on the 24th of December, it was like freezing cold. You know, I think there was like snow, but then the next day there was like a warm front that came through and it was like 85 degrees on Christmas Day. So we didn't get a white Christmas. And then just also one thing to know, if you're anywhere from the north where you've gotten a lot of snow, people in Virginia Beach don't know how to drive in snow. And even if we get like 2 centimeters of snow, they close down everything. And yeah, no one knows how to drive it. Okay, I promise we're done talking about the negatives. Let's talk about the positives, the pros of living in Virginia Beach. Gotta save the best for last. And like I said, transition from the con into the pro. Number 1 is weather. Now, I'd venture to say that 85 to 90% of the time, it's really nice weather outside. We do have all 4 seasons. So we have, you know, summer, fall, spring, and winter. Not in that order. So as long as you have the right clothes, you should be a-okay. You should be good to go. So, you know, of course, in the summertime, shorts, t-shirt, all that good stuff, and you still venture out and do a bunch of different stuff in the wintertime as long as you have a jacket on. Now, pro number 2 is actually one of my favorites as well as the families, is that you're really close to a lot of different types of living. And what I mean by that is, you know, you can go to the beach, right? You have the touristy side, kind of like the beach living. There's a couple different like secret beaches that you can go to, and I'll put up a map and I'll show you. It's called the North End. There's beaches up there that are kind of like a secret spot that, you know, really nobody knows about because a lot of people go down in the oceanfront area, and that's where all the tourists go. I mean, if you just travel a little bit south, you go a little bit more into like country kind of back roads or right on the border of North Carolina. So, you know, you can go down there. Also, we're pretty close to city type living. So my office space right now is in Town Center in Virginia Beach. And then you can actually go to Norfolk as well, which is about 15 minutes up the road. And they have a little bit more of like a city vibe, like right on the water. You know, there's like kind of a mall area that you can hang out on the water. And we actually have a state park along with other state parks within the area that allow you to do, you know, there's like hiking trails, there's biking trails and things like that. So again, it gives you really within a 15 to 20 mile drive, you can pretty much do any type of living that you wanted to. The pro number 3 is that we have a really great school system. So I went to elementary, middle, and high school within the area. And I think last time that I checked, we were number 3 or 4 in the US in terms of school systems. And they actually have an academy system where, you know, for schools or for students that are in high school that want a specific, let's say, major in college, allows them to get specific school credits for those, you know, based on Math and Science Academy. There's a Computer Science Academy. There is a Performing Arts Academy. So there's a lot of different, you know, places that they can go. And let's say you're living in one area, but they do get accepted to a different academy at a different school. Even though they might not be zoned for that school, they can still go if they are in the academy system itself. Now, pro number 4 is something that it might just be a personal preference, but we have IKEA recently actually opened within the area. So if you're someone like me that gets all their furniture from IKEA and you love Swedish furniture, then yeah, we have an IKEA up the road. So I just wanted to throw that one in there. Now, pro number 5 is actually one of my favorites. I know I said that about all the pros so far, but number 5 is that we have a really diverse population, to be honest. I think a mixture of just it being one of the most like moved to cities in the United States, as well as it just being a massive military town. We have so many different people from so many different walks of life. It's almost like a melting pot of a city here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So that one, again, like I said, it's one of my favorites. And now we saved the best for last. Pro number 6, and you're gonna be like, Aaron, duh, like, of course that's one of the pros, and that's we have a beach. Like, guys, the beach, the Virginia Beach, there's just so many different awesome things to do at the beach itself, right? So we have the ocean front, which is the main touristy place within Virginia Beach. And there's a lot of really awesome things. There's great restaurants, great hotels, great entertainment all across the beach. There's actually this thing that they do in the summertime, which in 2020, they didn't do it because of all the crazy stuff that went on, but it's called Beach Street USA. And they literally have pretty much every single street. They have different acts. They have magicians, they have, you know, musicians. They have a lot of different main stages. I think there's like 4 or 5 different stages along the ocean front where they have some pretty big names actually come to perform all throughout the summertime. So it's really a massive party from Memorial Day to Labor Day. It's just lots of stuff going on, performances, just everything crazy, and it's such a good time, especially in the summertime when, again, things are happening down there. And it's just an overall, I know I've said it's a good time a million times, but it really is. It's just so many different things going on, and there's a bunch of different types of beaches. So like I said before, we have the ocean front, which is the more of a touristy side, but we have really a couple different ones as well. We have the secret one, which is in the north end. Again, I talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's one that not a lot of people know about. There's still a lot of houses up there, but you park and you walk over the beach. There's Dam Neck Beach, which is actually a military base beach, so you have to be a part of the military to be able to go to that one. We have Croatan, which is a little bit more of a private beach as well. We have Sandbridge, which is a little bit further south, and that's almost like a super secret beach because nobody really knows about it unless you do live in the area. And at the top of Virginia Beach, you have the bay, which it's technically not a beach. There's still sand there, but it's not on the ocean, so you don't have a bunch of waves coming in. It's a little bit more stagnant, a little bit more of a kind of like chill hangout beach. Lots of people go fishing there and things like that. So really any type of beach, any type of crowd, surfing, swimming, skiing, whatever you wanted to do, there's the ability to do it based on all the different beaches here in the area. All right guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. The pros and cons of living here in Virginia Beach. Now, if you are someone that is looking to move, relocate, or really just hang out with us here in Virginia Beach, I'm gonna go ahead and leave all of our information on screen as well as in the description below. Send us an email, shoot us a text, give us a call, throw your carrier pigeon our way if that's what you wanna do, because if you are moving here to Virginia Beach, we have your back. We absolutely love doing it, and it's what we do every single day, and it's what we're good at. So with all that being said, guys, my name is Aaron here from Virginia Beach. If you have any questions, let us know down in the comments below. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.